goal and has played the ball to Smodics, and he shoots and he scores, and Blackburn Rovers take the lead here, and that is an absolute hammer blow for Leeds United.
The outline of the body as Davis does deliver towards the back post, and it's the one goal! Who arrives with perfect timing in the back post? It's still in their hands with 3 to play. Full time here at Portman Road. It's finished Ipswich 1, Middlesbrough 1.
So there's not just one 3-race title race in England. In fact, some might say that given what's happened this weekend with Arsenal and Liverpool, that three-horse race might have come to a premature end. But certainly has that. The 3-horse race, the other 3-horse race I'm referring to is, of course, in the second tier in the EFL Championship, where we've got Ipswich Town, Leicester and Leeds all vying for the 2 automatic promotion spots to the Premier League. Now, of course, which is when you think about it, 2 months ago when Leicester were miles ahead of the rest, this was certainly not an outcome expected, but here we are. With just about 3 rounds to go, it's still anyone's guess who are going to be the top 2, who are the 2 teams that are going to go into the Premier League. Of course, it's not the end of the world necessarily if they miss out, because there's the playoffs. Although that is, as teams in the past have seen, it becomes knockout, and also down to whoever's in the form. Who has the form going into the playoffs. So, so look, as it stands after this weekend, we got Ipswich Town who are top of the table, following a 1-1 draw with Middlesbrough at home. Some might say that's a bit of a disappointing result, but yeah, I guess at the end, given that, Leicester played Plymouth in Plymouth on Friday night and they lost. Leeds also lost at home to Blackburn at lunchtime on Saturday. Turns out it's the best result of the weekend, and now Ipswich fans might probably wish they could have been 2 points, maybe another 2 points ahead of Leicester, and they would that almost certainly put them in the driving seat for promotion to the Premier League. But as it stands, they've got league position there, so. Although it has to be said, Leicester do have a game in hand. They've got to play a game against West Brom. That's on the 20th of April. So, Leicester still have it all in their hands, although it's far less comfortable than they probably should have been. And they still are. If Leicester do go up, I guess there'll be a sense of relief rather than celebration, given that they were so far ahead at a certain point of the season, I guess if they were almost on the verge of one of the biggest chokes of all time, but yeah, look, I guess Leicester still. So as I said, Leicester still have it. They have got Southampton next weekend, and then Preston away, and then Blackburn at home. Whereas Leeds and Ipswich have to travel away. Leeds have to go to Middlesbrough and QPR. Ipswich have to go to Hull and Coventry. I'd say, you could say Ipswich, given Hull and Coventry's form, Ipswich may have a slightly easier game, although Ipswich's away form hasn't recently been that great. They had the struggles against Norwich, and as I mentioned in an earlier different video, Ipswich in transition aren't necessarily good, and Hull and Coventry are capable of doing that. They finish off against Huddersfield, who might have been relegated by then. Leeds face Southampton. Southampton, seeing the results that have happened, and they still have got a couple of games in hand, they could very well back themselves that, they might sneak in, although I think playoff football is realistic. It is really, given the results, it's really impossible to pick. I think Leicester will probably take one of the automatic promotion spots, and I think really if I was to be a betting man, I'd almost take Leeds just for that pedigree and prowess. Although it was a bad time to lose against Blackburn at home. It was their first defeat at home in ages. But yeah, I think Ipswich fans, I think Ipswich fans now have kind of thought, they'll be pretty disappointed if they don't get automatic promotion at this point of the season. And I think personally, I think they need to get automatic promotion because if they were to go into the playoffs, they're gonna finish as it stands. They're looking at the first round is going to be against Norwich, and we know their record against Norwich is appalling. So I think Ipswich have to try and finish in the top two. To get the Premier League. I mean, look, they've certainly exceeded expectation, and it's not going to be it's not going to be necessarily such a huge disappointment if they don't make the Premier League, because I think they will be very good in the Championship next season, as long as Kieran McKenna stays at the club. But I think, it is they have to finish second this season, or they have to finish top two, or it's bust, because I can't see them in the playoffs. Certainly like Leeds, Southampton. I mean, I think everyone's going to avoid the playoffs because Southampton is going to be pretty strong. West Brom, Norwich, they're all top sides as well. So a bonkers race. So absolute, I mean, the championship could very well be the only 3-horse race left in England. So I'd like to get your thoughts. Who's going to finish top of the championship? Who's going to finish second? And who will miss out on automatic promotion to the Premier League in one of what has been one of the great championship seasons? If you like this video, feel free to like and don't forget to subscribe.